Focus. Ideate. Innovate. Enable. IFA, India Finance Conference 2023, hosted by Dalmia Institute of Management Studies and Research.
Welcome to the India Finance Conference, hosted by the Dalmia Institute of Management Studies and Research in collaboration with CNBC-TV18, an annual event of the India Finance Association which serves as a platform to bring together academics, researchers, doctoral students and practitioners from the global finance community. The 12th edition of IFC took place in Mumbai at the Dalmia Institute of Management Studies and Research. Over the course of 3 days, the conference witnessed a significant turnout, featuring 268 research paper submissions, among which 149 papers were selected for presentations by 114 participants, along with a galaxy of speakers from the finance industry in India. The inaugural day commenced with a warm welcome from Sri Sailesh Dalmia, Honorary Secretary of Dalmia Educational Society, followed by the chief guest and keynote speaker of the day, CA Prafull Chhajer, accompanied by the guest of honor, Mr. Arun Verma. Here are the highlights.
I'm delighted to welcome you all to the India Finance Conference 2023. As an institutional partner, we are proud to host the prestigious annual conference of India Finance Association in our campus this year. It only seemed apt to associate with the esteemed India Finance Association, set up with an aim to provide a platform for research and development and discussion in the area of finance and accounting, and founded by the three renowned prestigious institutes of management education. I'm Ahmedabad, I'm Bangalore, and I'm Calcutta. It's an honor and a prestige to be a part of the IFA. I'm as eager as you to hear the discussions and presentations on latest developments and emerging issues in the area of accounting, asset pricing, investment, corporate governance, ESG, financial markets, and institutions. I wish all the participants a great day of 3 days of learning. Thank you.
World economy is more complex than ever, and there are multiple global challenges such as growing trade and investment interdependence, climate change, pandemics, and now wars. In such complex situation, we need more cooperation and stronger partnerships than ever before if we want world economies to return to higher inclusive and sustainable growth. I firmly believe that studies backed by strong research can provide some solutions. Our collective goal is to harness the power of research to shape the design and implement better methodologies that help in better economic decisions, with the ultimate aim to improve the financial well-being of the countries, organizations, and its stakeholders. The symposium, with multiple theme research-oriented topics, offer platform for discussion on major contemporary financial, economical, corporate governance issues involving distinguished academicians. These research presentations will offer ideas and solutions that can bridge the gap between the theory and practice to promote better financial decisions. Ladies and gentlemen, in this era of disruptions, we expect a lot from research professionals. Even though I'm not from research field, why did I accept this invitation to be, chief guest? Because I always wanted to be, because I am a son of a professor, I'm a brother of a principal, and therefore it was my lifetime desire that sometime even I will sit with the academicians. And thank you, Dalmia Institute, and my dear friends over here. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
IFA has done a great job. It's their 12th conference, and it's my first one, so I'm really excited to be here. I belong to the New York office for Bloomberg, part of the Chief Technology Division, which is the Incubation and Innovation Center, where we sort of look at what to build for Bloomberg as products and services for the next generation, for the next 5 years. So a lot of the ideas are incubated in our labs, and we build proof of concepts which get translated into products. We did have this great short visit to the Bloomberg lab, and I do want to congratulate the institute here to set up the largest Bloomberg lab in South Asia.
In the opening plenary session, Professor Dr. Robert Pfaff, Associate Dean Research Professor, Center for Data Analytics, Bond Business School from Australia, delved into the nuances of mastering the craft of presenting financial research. Here are some notable highlights from the virtual session.
I do thank the organisers of the Indian Finance Conference 2023 for inviting me to have this honour to talk to you on this topic. Knowledge and knowledge creation is the centre point of the enterprise of doing research. A few other general words of advice. My view is about 1,000 words. Aim for 1,000 words overall. As a PhD student starting out, you want to have a productive conversation with your mentor, with your supervisor, with your advisor to get advice.
As the event unfolded, simultaneous sessions took place each day, with participants presenting their papers across various tracks to their session chair within major categories. These categories included accounting and finance, asset pricing, corporate governance, derivatives, ESG, macrofinance, risk management, banking and fintech, financial markets, IFA investment management, IFA doctoral symposium, and CSR.
100 papers were presented approximately. Each paper has about 3 authors on average. That is 300 researchers represented. A conference is over 2.5 days. Diverse ideas, up to date, and lots of discussion on top of presentation and discussion by a designated discussant. Participants also pitch in. So the exchange is very vibrant.
We started this about 13 years, we got around 13 years back, and this is the 12th conference that we're doing, where we said that, look, we'll have one conference which will be pooled through the resources of Bangalore, Calcutta and Ahmedabad, and it will rotate around campuses. With the objective that at some point we will actually go out and to a larger audience and a larger setup. Whether we like it or not, there's an inherent branding that the 3 top IIMs bring to the system. We said for the first few years, we will run it before we take it out.
I think it's a great honor to have to be a part of such a prestigious association. We are the only non-IIM partner and the 4th partner to be inducted into the IFA. And the India Finance Conference, we are having the 12th version of it this year, and it's the first time it's being hosted in Mumbai. We've gotten speakers from all over the country, top finance academicians, researchers, and we've also invited guests from outside of India as well. So it's a great honor to be hosting this event. It says a lot about our institute. It says a lot about the trust and the way people see us in terms of being one of the go-to institutions for finance in the country.
NL Dalmia Educational Society established in 1982. It was established by founder chairman, Shri Niranjan Lalji Dalmia. The very genesis of this institution came up with the idea of giving back to society. Now, under the aegis of the society, NL Dalmia High School, which takes care of children right from nursery to grade 12 in ICSE curriculum. We have the NL Dalmia Degree College and NL Dalmia Institute of Management Studies and Research. We have the NL Dalmia GMBA program, NL Dalmia Center for Research and Excellence, NL Dalmia Open and Distance Learning Online Education. Our endeavor is to give the best to the students. It's all about student-centric education here at the campus.
NL Dalmia Institute of Management Studies is a standalone institution of the management studies. We have the PGDBM program, and the AIU has given an equivalence to the MBA of any Indian institutions. The programs are NBA accredited, and NAC A+ accreditation, re-accreditation is recently, institution has been granted. Also recently, the MDSA has granted an SACS accreditation, South Asia Quality Standards, for 5 years.
As a trustee, one of my biggest purposes is to provide a platform. And the platform is basically to help the finest of the finance brains in the country to merge together, to amalgamate together, to provide a platform where students can interact with these finance professors, not only from across India, but across the globe. We have had finance professors coming from Israel, from France, from USA, And the idea is basically like, where all these students can interact with them and understand from each other as to exactly the research qualities, the research things happening in their countries, and they can actually be together and create a joint, collaboration.
And we always strive to be prepared beforehand. We go to a lot of conferences all over the world. There's conferences like BET, which happen in London every year. It's a global conference. There's conferences like EduTech Asia that happen. And we are always encouraging even our staff to go and visit these events where we get to learn a lot and we get to see what other people around the world are doing in terms of innovations, whether it might be technology or even teaching learning methodologies. In terms of trying to be innovative with teaching learning methodologies, because it's very core to our belief system that, it's not just about dumping knowledge on the child, it's about making sure that they absorb the information, it's communicated well to them, and they internalize the information, and that's what makes future business leaders. People who don't just know it, but they know how to implement. Our management students will be a great help in the workplace. They'll be great future business leaders, but also they'll be equipped with the context in terms of how to apply analytics and how to make decisions on the basis of the analysis of what the data shows them. So I think our students will definitely have an edge.
We are the first B school in the state of Maharashtra and amongst the very handful in the country which do not operate management quota. And that management quota, relinquishing of that management quota was done away by my chairman, Shri Shivkumarji Dalmia, with a pure service to humankind, to the citizens of this country.
The Institute aims to offer more than just quality education, aspiring to provide international knowledge and research opportunities that break boundaries for student growth. The India Finance Conference is a significant stride in achieving this vision.
IFA, India Finance Conference 2023, hosted by Dalmia Institute of Management Studies and Research. IFA, India Finance Conference 2023, hosted by Dalmia Institute of Management Studies and Research.
Welcome back to the India Finance Conference hosted by Dalmia Institute of Management Studies and Research in partnership with CNBC-TV18. On day 2, a plenary session led by Dr. Suresh Radhakrishnan delved into the topic CSR, a framework and musings, offering industry insights on CSR's multifaceted contributions to the country's economic growth.
In the strategic business case, there is evidence that support the fact that CSR is used by companies for signaling, competing in the input and output markets. It basically helps them abate downside risks, so it is almost like an insurance. And related to insurance, it is also helps them build reputation. And the way CSR ends up being effective is it starts from the leadership, the tone at the top, okay? So it's about corporate culture. Now, if you really think about it, in today's world, the shareholders, quote unquote, take care of their interests. They may not have an explicit contract, but there is enough information, and the markets are on average pretty efficient, okay? And given that, the most important thing is they can vote with their feet. They can basically get out of, they can sell the shares, etc., etc. Markets are quite liquid. So it's nothing new, okay? Companies have been doing it, or rather the good companies have been doing it. But the carbon emission problem, where I do harm and I do harm to lots of people, okay, that is a more difficult and challenging problem. And for that, what companies can do is they can buy products that are there from startups and enable them to scale up, okay? So those are ways in which companies can indeed be engaged. And CSR is extremely important, primarily because otherwise we won't have a place to live.
Another engaging plenary session covered Investing in the Future, the Significance of Green Finance and ESG by Dr. Sabri Baubekar. Here are the highlights.
The key aspects of green finance are 5 or 6. The first important one is we need to channel money to environmental benefits, projects that are sustainable, that allows to the other generation and future generation to have as good condition of living as those we had ourselves. The second, let's say, important point of green finance is the alignment with sustainable development objectives that has been set by the United Nations with a horizon of 2030. Okay, so, and these include, among other, reducing poverty, bridging the gap and reducing inequality, addressing the issue of climate change and environmental degradation. Green finance basically are all the means that can be used to channel financial resources toward projects that are socially and environmentally friendly. This can be using financial tools like green bonds, green loans, green mortgages, and all other sustainable linked bonds and financial mechanisms. All these mechanisms are used to help channeling resources to these projects, and basically the objective is to be able to build a more sustainable economy with the aim of having long-term performance that comes with a better environment.
The event featured an intriguing session titled India's Story, Stronger Than Ever by Pankaj Pandey, Head Retail Research at ICICI Securities. Here are some of the highlights.
Now we all know that when you sort of look at the competing geographies or countries, you have factors like higher debt to GDP ratios. So for example, you have countries like China, you have countries like Japan, you have countries like even US now, which have got a higher debt to GDP ratios. Then there are issues with deglobalization also. I think prior to COVID, world was largely sort of looking at China as a low cost resource base. But now what we are seeing is that there is a rewiring of the global supply chains which is sort of going on, which obviously is going to sort of structurally benefit us. Now, when you sort of look at our economy, what we have seen is that the overall working, if you look at the average age is still quite low at about 28 years. Whereas you look at the competing geographies, it's closer to 40, or in some cases it's more than 40 also. And what it also does is that when you sort of look at the productive population, India has got closer to about 70% of the productive population. So which also means is that you have more population which is sort of producing and sort of less relying on government sources to sort of sustain.
The event wrapped with an award ceremony night. Santosh Datta, a PhD scholar from IIM Ranchi, received the NL Dalmia Best Award in Accounting and Finance. Ishwar Venugopal, an assistant professor at the University of Central Florida, won the IFA Best Paper Award. Shantaram P. Hegde, a professor at the University of Connecticut, received the IFA Best Paper Award in Investment Management, and Rusha Nandi, a PhD student at NHH, Norwegian School of Economics, Kolkata, was honored with the IFA Doctoral Symposium Award.
This paper what I have written is on consolidated financial statement, and it is basically I have prepared it for last 6 months. So many days, many nights efforts are there for this paper. So I am feeling very happy to get this award.
We felt that this is a very important lesson to tell and to bring it and point out this issue to the academic community and people at large. And we are actually quite thrilled that this paper has won the Best Paper Award at the IFA, and we are hoping that it will get a better result.
I came to this conference with a very open mind. The idea was to just sit in a classroom again after many years and hear what's actually going on. So it was interesting. I attended a couple of sessions today. I could see a sense of camaraderie in the sense that everyone was giving their feedback on these papers, discussing their viewpoints, many corporates bringing in their examples, explaining or contesting researchers' viewpoint. So I think all in all, a breeding ground for ideas.
To all the winners, we extend our heartfelt congratulations and best wishes for the future research endeavors. Before I conclude, I would invite Professor Banerjee to address the audience.
So this conference is in 12th year, and this is the first time we have held it outside the founding institutions. And naturally, when you do something first time, you always have tension, doubt, that whether it will be held, organized in a manner that is befitting this conference. But all the office bearers of the association will agree with me that we are really overwhelmed by the impeccable way ML Dalmia School has organized this conference, the professionalism that they have exhibited, hospitality, the care that they have taken of each and every participant, speakers, is exceptional. So we are extremely happy that we had taken the right decision of handing over the hosting rights to NL Dalmia Institution, and they become a benchmark.
IFA's India Finance Conference was an extraordinary journey and an opportunity to network and meet the financial experts in the country, also leaving an indelible mark in the prospect, shaping the future with finance in the country, witnessing leaders, scholars, researchers, academics, and future leaders.
IFA India Finance Conference 2023, hosted by NL Dalmia Institute of Management Studies and Research. Focus, ideate, innovate, enable.